Okay, it's 10 o'clock. Jai Shri Krishna, Namaskar, and Swagatam. So we are going to have Bharat Yatra 2026, part 1. That means I'll be doing many parts depending upon availability of time. And I went for 86 days, so it's going to be very difficult to get into the all details. So we are going to do Ayodhya part 2 because we did part 1. I'll recap few things from the part 1. So we'll start with the Mangalacharan. Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Shri Saraswatyai Namah. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sitaram Chandrabhyam Namah. Manojamam Marutatulyavegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtham Vatatmajam Vanariyutha Mukhyam Shri Ram Dutam Sharanam Prapadde. Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai Kripa Karahum Guru Deva Kinai. Siya Ramamaya सब जग जानी करहूं प्रणाम जोरी युग पानी. पहले हम कीर्तन करेंगे और आगे विल डू द स्वाध्याय एंड सत्संग. मधुर मधुर नाम सीताराम सीताराम. मधुर मधुर नाम सीताराम सीताराम. सीताराम 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 सीताराम. सीताराम 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 सीताराम. मधुर नाम सीताराम सीताराम. So Bharat Yatra. In Bharat there are many divine Yatra Dham according to our scriptures, where Ram, Krishna and अनेक अवतारों ने लीला की है, प्रागट्य किया है. So we have many places to visit and do yatra. We are going to talk about such a one place called Ayodhya. So whenever we go to yatra, we need to know that how much divine and how much pleasure you will get depends upon how much bhav do you have in any relation. How much bhav do you have in relations? That is what you get back. तो तुलसीदास कहते हैं, जिनके रही भावना जैसी प्रभु मूरत तिन्ह देखी तैसी. So it's like action and reaction are equal and opposite. If you go to mountains and say, I love you, the word will come back, I love you. So the God also reflects according to your bhav. in Bhagavad Gita, in 4th chapter on 11th shloka, Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyam. जो मुझे जिस तरह भजता है मैं उसी तरह उसको भी भजता हूं. So it's like a reflection of yourself. Of course, we know Hari Anand, Hari Katha Ananta. So we have 2 hours. Hopefully, I will finish Ayodhya Dham today, and then we'll go to Chitrakoot and other places, if God permits. So whatever I'm going to say about the Mahatmya, about any Dham, about any deities, it is from scriptures. It's not from me. It is from my Sadhguru. It is from Vedavyas. And I have heard many, many saints in their katha. So it is not something that I am saying it. This is from the divine Vani of these saints. So they all have merged into becoming one mantra. So who am I? I am a yantra, a mechanical thing that will, like a loudspeaker is taking my voice to you. I am taking their voice to you. So I'm just a delivery man. So all the credit goes to them. Yatra is not sightseeing. We talked about it last time very much in detail. Yatra is not sightseeing. Yatra is something that you do as a pilgrimage. And it only can happen in a right way if you have blessings of God, that is Prabhu Krupa, and your Sadhguru Krupa. And in my case, besides this, I also had the blessing of Param Puja Bhai Shri Ramesh Bhai Oja. And the punyai, that means the good deeds of our forefathers. What we are today is because of our forefathers' efforts and good deeds. And right now also what we are sitting here is because of all the same elements. A very quick recap. Bharat, I don't like to call it India, I call it Bharat because we are Bharatvarshi. Bha means bhakti, Bha means jnana, Bha means intense desire to reach God. Rata means rati, that means love, desire, passion. Rat, hum isme rat hai, hum abhi baat karne mein rat hai. So a country where people are passionate and dedicated to illuminate themselves with bhakti, jnana, and vairag is a place called Bharat. Bharat is a very pavitra bhumi. That means it's a divine place. Why is it divine? Because each raja, that means dust, is pavitra. Whether you are in Baroda, Ahmedabad, Calcutta, Bhavnagar, Kashi, it doesn't make any difference. Why do we say that Bharat का कण कण पवित्र है? क्योंकि यहाँ अनंत अवतार हुए हैं, अनंत दिव्य ऋषियों ने काम किया है, मुनियों ने काम किया है और परिभ्रमण भी किया है. So उनके चरण से, because of their lotus feet, every dust, whether you know it or not, is divine. So when you go to Bharat, we should know that you are doing yatra no matter where you are. Of course, Kashi, Ayodhya, Varanasi, Ujjain, vagere, special places, but whole Bharat is divya. So we are going to talk about Lord Rama, and Lord Rama keeps a vrat, just like we do Ekadashi vrat, Guruvar, Somvar, Navratri, etc. So in Valmiki Ramayana, Bhagwan Ram says, I do one vrat. That means I take an oath, I take a vow. And what is the vow that he takes? Sakrudeva prapannaya tavasmi iti chayachate abhayam sarvabhutebhyo dadami etad vratam mama. ये मेरा व्रत है. कौन सा व्रत है? जो एक बार भी मेरी शरण में आकर मैं तुम्हारा हूं, फिर से मैं तुम्हारा हूं, एक बार ही कहकर रक्षा की याचना करता है, उसे मैं संपूर्ण प्राणियों से अभय कर देता हूं. यह मेरा व्रत है. So you could say, how can it be? Well, that is what Ram is taking the oath, and he is speaking by himself. So who is guaranteeing you is very important. If you buy a TV from a company and that company goes out of business, then the warranty is of no good. Ram is eternal. Plus, he's coming from Raghuvansha, and we know the Raghuvansh Reet Sada Chali Ai, Pran Jai, Par Vachan न जाए. So we know who is guaranteeing it, who is eternal and who wants to keep up his promise. So we should say, we always say to everybody, मैं तुम्हारा हूँ, मैं तुम्हारा हूँ. अपने बच्चों को कहते हैं, अपने ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन को कहते हैं, अपनी बीबी को कहते हैं, अपने पति को कहते हैं. कभी भगवान को हम नहीं कहते, मैं तुम्हारा हूँ. He is waiting for us to say, मैं तुम्हारा हूँ. So तवास्मी. तो भगवान राम को हम सब कहेंगे तवास्मी. हे राम तवास्मी. चरितम रघुनाथस्य शतकोटि प्रविस्तरम एकैकम अक्षरम पुंसा महापातक नाशनम. श्री रघुनाथ जी का चरित्र 100 करोड़ विस्तार वाला है. तो यू कैन सी हाउ बिग इट इज. उसका एक एक अक्षर, शब्द नहीं कहते हैं यहाँ, अक्षर मीन्स अल्फाबेट, महान पापों को नष्ट करने वाला है. राम रामेति रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तहतुल्यम राम नाम वरानने. कैलाश पर्वत पर भगवान शंकर पार्वती जी से कहते हैं कि मेरे नाम से ज्यादा राम का नाम है. इफ यू से राम नाम वंस, इट इज एज गुड एज डूइंग होल विष्णु सहस्त्र नाम. दैट इज व्हाट शंकर इज सेइंग टू पार्वती. तो हम राम को क्यों प्यार करते हैं? क्योंकि हमारे में आत्मा है, उस आत्मा की भी आत्मा यानी परमात्मा वो राम है. सब अपने आत्मा को प्यार करते हैं और हमारा आत्मा यहाँ है, उसका भी आत्मा राम है, इसलिए हम राम को प्यार करते हैं. रघुकुल इज इट्स अ डायनेस्टी. So Ram is the 55th generation of Brahma. Brahma is the creator of the world. So Raghukul is a very pious kul. And I'll just mention a few names. I will not tell about their stories. Vivaswan, Surya. So Raghukul is the Surya Vansh. Vivasvat Manu के बाद Surya Vansh, Ishwaku, Prithu, मानधाता, हरिश्चंद्र, राजा हरिश्चंद्र हम जानते हैं, सगर, दिलीप, अंशुमान, भगीरथ जिसके नाम से भागीरथी हुआ, जिसने ये 3 जनरेशन तप किया तब गंगा नीचे आई. खटवांग, just one sentence, he got moksha in 48 minutes when he came to know that he's going to die within 48 minutes. He got moksha in 48 minutes. रघु जिसके नाम से रघुकुल जाना जाता है, अज, दशरथ उस राम के पिता हैं, और राम. So ये 55th generation from Brahma is this. So we will do pranam to Ram. Mata Ramo mat pita Ramachandra, Swami Ramo mat sakha Ramachandra, Sarvasva me Ramachandro दयालु, नान्यम जाने नैव जाने न जाने. मैं कुछ और नहीं जानता. राम मेरे पिता हैं, राम मेरे माता हैं, राम मेरे स्वामी है, राम मेरे सखा है, राम मेरे सर्वस्व है और वो बड़े दयालु है. तो आइए फिर से प्रणाम करें. श्री रामचंद्र चरणौ मनसा स्मरामि, श्री रामचंद्र चरणौ वचसा गृणामि, श्री रामचंद्र चरणौ शिरसा नमामि, श्री रामचंद्र चरणौ शरणम प्रपद्ये. So another namaskar to Sri Ram is Om Apadam Aphartaram Dataram Sarva Sampadam Lokabhiramam Sri Ramam Bhuyo Namamiham. I bow repeatedly. Bhuyo Namamiham. I bow repeatedly to Lord Sri Ram, the one who is the most beautiful one in the world, the one who wards off sorrows and gives wealth to the devotees. When we talk about wealth, he doesn't give you laukik wealth, he gives you wealth of spirituality. So अब हम अयोध्या को और अयोध्या के राजा को प्रणाम करेंगे. ये मराठी में है, जिसको मराठी आती है वो आनंद करेंगे. उसके शब्द बहुत सरल हैं. आरंभी वंदीन अयोध्या च राजा. In the beginning, right at the outset, I am going to bow down to Ayodhya's king, that is Ram. And वो कौन है? तो भक्तांचिया काज्या पावत से, who carries the world of bhakta and takes care of their troubles. Any problem listening there? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Can we keep all the volume down and everything? And believe me, I have turned my phone on airplane mode. That means nobody can contact me and I cannot contact them. And for these 2 hours, the life and the world will go fine without me. So rather than looking in the phone and keeping texting and everything, you are where you want your mind is. That's what our scriptures say. So Ram Bhagwan loves Ayodhya. When he conquers Lanka and Ravan, Vibhishan offers him the gold Lanka. Golden time, he chants this slok. Api Swarnamayi Lanka Name Lakshman Rochate Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi. ये वाल्मीकि रामायण से है। हे लक्ष्मण, सोने की लंका भी मुझे अच्छी नहीं लगती है, माता और मातृभूमि स्वर्ग से भी बढ़कर है। सो दैट इज अ कोट फ्रॉम वाल्मीकि रामायण। हमारे शास्त्रों में 7 नगरियों को मोक्ष नगरी कहा है। अयोध्या, मथुरा, माया, काशी, कांची, अवंतिका, पुरी, द्वारावती चैव सप्तैते मोक्षदायिका। सो अयोध्या, मथुरा, माया यानी कि मायापुरी हरिद्वार, काशी यानी कि वाराणसी, कांची कांचीपुरम, अवंतिका इज उज्जैन, एंड द्वारावती इज द्वारका। सो these are the 7 cities giver of moksha, liberation, and are called Mokshpuri. But इसमें सबसे पहली अयोध्या है। सो अयोध्या धाम हमने ये लास्ट टाइम देखा था, इसलिए मैं अब जाऊंगा नहीं उसमें। अयोध्या धाम इज नंबर 1, and the divine saints tell us that even the other moksha puris are derived from Ayodhya. That big is the importance of Ayodhya. And how is it? This I skipped last time, so it will be important. So Mathura, Ayodhya, Mathura, Maya. So second is in line in Mathura. If you know the history of Mathura, Mathura was established by Shatrughna. When there was a demon king there, he conquered the demon king and then he established Mathura. When he established Mathura, it was called Madhura. But then Apabhransh, that means उसका नाम बदलते बदलते अब हम जानते हैं मथुरा। वहाँ नदी जो बह रही है वो है यमुना। यमुना, इफ यू नो, शी इज द डॉटर ऑफ लॉर्ड सन, सूर्य की बेटी हैं, और रघुवंश सूर्य वंश है। यमराज वो भी सूर्य के पुत्र है, यमुना जी के भाई हैं। सो ये भी सूर्य वंश से आते हैं। हरिद्वार, हरिद्वार पावन है क्योंकि वहाँ गंगा जी बहती है। So if you know the Ganga, we just went through Raghukul. Ganga is here because of Dilip, Sagar and Bhagirath. So ये राम वंश के पितरों ने उसको नीचे लाए हैं। So it is also building coming from Ayodhya. और काशी में कहते हैं कि मरणम मंगलम यत्र विभूतिश्च विभूषणम कौपीनम यत्र कौशेयम सा काशी के नमीयते। जिस स्थान पर मृत्यु मंगलदायक, भस्म का त्रिपुण ही अलंकार है, लंगोटी ही जहाँ रेशमी वस्त्र के समान है, ऐसी काशी का सेवन कौन नहीं करना चाहेगा। सो ये काशी इज ऑल्सो ए वेरी वेल नोन मोक्षपुरी। गुजराती जिनको आती है वो बोलते हैं सूरत नु जमण અને काशी नु मरण, ऐसा बोलते हैं। सूरत का खाना बहुत अच्छा होता है और काशी में मरना अच्छा पड़ता है। तो काशी में मरने से कैसे आपको मुक्ति मिलती है? तो वहाँ भगवान शंकर है। तो शंकर जो भी जीव, चाहे वो ह्यूमन बीइंग हो, मच्छर हो, कुत्ता हो, गधा हो, जो भी जीव काशी में जीव छोड़ता है अंतिम बार, तो उसके कान में शंकर भगवान एक मंत्र देते हैं और वो मंत्र है राम। सो शंकर भगवान जो भी काशी में जीव छोड़ता है, अपना प्राण छोड़ता है, उसके कान में जाकर राम कहते हैं। सो वहां मोक्ष तो मिलता है, लेकिन अयोध्या के राम के हिसाब से मिलता है। और वहां भी गंगा बह रही है, और वो भी गंगा भगीरथ प्रयत्न से आई है, रघुकुल के प्रयत्न से आई है, राम वंश के पितरों के प्रयत्न से आई है। सो अयोध्या इज very attached to other cities also. We can keep on going to other things, but time is limited. So in final conclusion, let's surrender and pray to Bhagavan Ram to take us all in spirituality by our man, our bhav to अयोध्या। आइए अब हम अयोध्या में प्रवेश करते हैं। पावन नगरी अयोध्या आगमन पर आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है। Or now these are the photography by me, so you will see what when I went to Yatra, this is what I also was able to accomplish. So these are the pictures. So that is the Ram Bhagwan Mandir that you know, which whosoever has visited there. And there are a lot of places you could see beautiful sights of Ram Bhagwan's presence. दिस इज अयोध्या धाम। सो हम अयोध्या धाम की जय जयकार करेंगे। अयोध्या धाम की जय। दिस इज अयोध्या धाम एट नाइट टाइम। And there is another divine entity besides Ram and Ayodhya Dham is the Saryu Mata, the river Saryu. And we went to how Saryu came to earth and Ayodhya, and we also compared Saryu to Ganga last time. So I'm not going to do that. सो नाम राम का कल्पतरु, कली कल्याण निवासु। कल्पतरु आप जानते हैं, कल्प वृक्ष जिसके नीचे बैठकर जो भी आप चाहेंगे वो आपकी चाह पूरी होगी। तो राम का नाम कल्पतरु है और इस कली युग में वो कल्याण करने वाला है, ऐसा राम नाम है। तो कई संत कहते हैं राम नाम की लूट है, राम नाम की लूट है, लूट सके तो लूट, अंत काल पछताएगा जब प्राण जाएंगे छूट। और भगवान के पास हम क्या मांगेंगे? तो तुलसीदास हमसे कहते हैं, अब प्रभु कृपा करहूं यही भांति, अब प्रभु कृपा करहूं यही भांति, सब तजी भजन करऊं दिन राति। भगवान से अगर कुछ मांगना है तो लौकिक चीज मांगने के क्यों मांगेंगे? अलौकिक के पास जाकर लौकिक चीज क्यों मांगेंगे? किसी राजा के पास जाकर एक कप चाय क्यों मांगेंगे? So you are going to God and asking something. You want to ask something which is divine and everlasting. तो आइए हम भगवान राम की प्रार्थना करेंगे। You need to increase the volume. बरोबर। So this is the live darshan from Sri Rama Mandir from Ayodhya. So we'll proceed with our yatra. So let's go to places. So you should feel that you are also in my car with me. That's why I'm showing you this. Ayodhya from Varanasi. So we are approaching by car to Ayodhya city. This is our yatra together. So the roads are decorated beautifully all along the road. You can see different areas are decorated all along the path of Dham. All the way. So we were lucky as we were going to Rama Mandir. It was the sunset time. And of course, Rama is Surya Vansh and descension of sun. So it was divine to see that. We are on our way for Ram Lala Darshan, and we are graced by Surya Bhagwan, Ram Bhagwan. It's from Surya Vansh. Bhagwan also blessed us. That was our GPS saying turn left. So actually I went at the time of Mahakumbh, and I also went to Ayodhya in January of this year. So right now I'm showing you the part of Ayodhya Yatra that I did when I went to Mahakumbh. So that's why you see Mahakumbh Prayagraj sign there. So these are all the still pictures. So finally we reached a hotel, which was where we stayed. And actually we were going from Varanasi to Ayodhya, and we reached quite earlier than what we thought. So God blessed us with 4 extra hours. We were expecting to reach around 8 o'clock. We reached around 4 o'clock. So suddenly there is 4 hours to 5 hours available. So we decided to go to Snan, which was on our itinerary, but it was on the next day. So we said, well, we'll take one Snan today. So we went to what is called Guptar Ghat. It was from our hotel, maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes by car. The Guptar Ghat is the most divine place in Ayodhya and Saryu. So this is the Guptar Ghat. I'll read this since it is not clear to you from that. It is clear. See, Saryu Tata Guptar Ghat. त्रिविध ताप त्रासक तिमुहानी राम स्वरूप सिंधु समुहानी. महाकवि गोस्वामी तुलसीदास जी के नाम उद्धृत सरयू नदी के महात्म्य को पुराणों में प्रातस्मरणीय नदी बताकर प्रतिष्ठित किया गया है। I'm sorry, रामचंद्र जी। According to Purana, yes, this river अग्नि से उत्पन्न हुई है। यह हिमालय के स्वर्ण शिखर मानस सरोवर से निकलकर जनकपुर, टनकपुर, पीलीभीत, मैलानी व गोंडा होती हुई फैजाबाद व श्री अयोध्या को पावन करती हुई गंगा में समाहित होती है। So what is the significance of Guptar Ghat? After 11,000 years of Ram Rajya, according to Bhagavatam, and if you go to according to Ramacharita then it was 13,000 years Ram was a king and did Ram Rajya. For a person who lives 50 years can phantom the idea that somebody can live, but that was the Treta Yuga. In Kali Yuga, our lifespan has gone down to minimal. If we make it 100, we celebrate like as if we got moksha. So, see, Lord Sri Ram took all the residents of Ayodhya. After 11,000 of Ram Rajya, he decided that I would return to my abode, what is called Saket Dham. So he went back and he did a Jala Samadhi at this particular place called Guptar Ghat. So when he did Jal Samadhi with his brothers and all the court people, he took whole Ayodhya people, any live being, whether it's a cow, trun, that means ghas, which jinda hai, bakri, anybody who was live, he took with him to Saket Dham. Lord Sri Ram took all the residents of Ayodhya to the divine abode in their bodily form. The importance of this place, the Guptar Ghat, made famous by Lord Gupta Hari, is highest in Ayodhya. As I told you, this is the most divine place I find. When I read there is a tremendous amount of vibrations. If you put your receiver on, you will feel so divine. The importance of Manikarnika in Kashi. I know people who have gone to Kashi, there is a Manikarnika Ghat. Mahakal in Ujjain, that is Lord Shankar. Chakra Tirtha in Naimisharanya. I don't know how many people have gone Naimisharanya. There's a chakra which keeps rotating in a water, and that is called Chakra Tirtha in Naimisharanya. A very divine place, similar to that of Guptar Ghat in Ayodhya. So all these places are similar to a Guptar Ghat. Tirtharaj Prayag also comes here to bathe in the month of Kartika. Tirtharaj Prayag comes in Ayodhya and Guptar Ghat to bathe himself. So let's go to Guptar Ghat now. So I was lucky to have one of the saintly person called Harshid Bhai Shukla, who joined me from Junagadh for this particular trip. So we will go in the boat. The Guptar Ghat is place where there are a lot of temples, and I'll show you. But then the Saryu River is huge, so they take you by boat to a little deeper, away from the shore, where water is very pure, and there is not much of a commercial entities there. So we are going there so that we can take a bath or a snanam. So let's go.
અત્યારે અમે લોકો ગુપ્તા ઘાટમાં છીએ, અયોધ્યા ધામ. એમનું મૂળ નામ ગુપ્ત હરિ ઘાટ. ત્યાં સરયુજીની અંદર ભગવાન શ્રી હરિ, ભગવાન રામજીએ જલ સમાધિ લીધેલી અને આખા અયોધ્યાને અહીંયાથી ભગવાન સાકેત ધામમાં લઈ ગયા એ સ્થાનમાંથી. જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ.
So originally this was known as a Gupta Hari because यहाँ से भगवान गुप्त हो गए. He took a jal samadhi. So Gupta Hari, but अपभ्रंश होते होते it became Guptar Ghat. So आगे बढ़ते हैं.
पवनपुरी भवपुरी सुहावनी, उत्तर दिशि बह सरयू पावनी. मां सरयूना पावन घट અમે લોકો જઈએ છીએ અને ત્યાં સ્નાન સંધ્યા તર્પણ વગેરે કરીશું. જય સિયારામ.
So in the background, you are seeing Saryuji. You are very lucky to do Saryu Pranam without going there. You didn't need any visa. You didn't need to pay any money. You didn't need to go through the custom. And you are doing the divine darshan. And this is the purest of the Saryu in Ayodhya, Gupta Ghat. So let's proceed. You could see it's like a big ocean now in the background. So Shankar Bhagwan is telling Sati Parvati in Kailash that when you go to Ayodhya, what should you do? This is the recommendation from Bhagwan Shankar, that 3 things you should do when you go to Ayodhya. First, do yatra, paddle, by walking. As much as you can do walking, do yatra walking rather than car or rickshaw or something. And especially if you do walking, if you can do barefoot. I couldn't do barefoot, so I must admit I didn't do it. I did walk, but I didn't do barefoot. I have a corn problem on my feet. But why does he want us to do barefoot if you can do it? The reason being, as I told you earlier, this is the divine place where Lord Ram, his devotees, many rishis used to come, Vasishta used to come, Vishwamitra used to come, and many saints came there. They all walked barefoot in this land. So their lotus dust of their feet is in Ayodhya. So if you walk barefoot, then you are in contact with the lotus feet dust. Now, if I'm wearing a shoes, I won't get the divine vibrations of this lotus dust of their lotus feet. Now, the simplest way to say is you could say, well, this is all bhav or this is all craziness. If I have a wire and I have another wire and I insulate both the wires, no matter what I do, the electricity will never go through. So unless I appeal to your brain, we are so brain oriented, we are so intelligent, we think we are not. We are thinking that I am the most smart person. I am a doctor or engineer or lawyer or accountant or PhD. And yeah, this is all humbug. But unless I give you an example, you wouldn't understand that. So second thing he wants you to do, not only walk, but barefoot. So that is second condition that Lord Shiva says. The third thing he says is, when you go to yatra and when you go to places, don't talk to each other, how was the food and how is your daughter in America and how is your daughter in son in Baroda and आज का खाना क्या खाएंगे और आज न्यूज़ में क्या आया है इलेक्शन में मोदी ने क्या कहा और ट्रंप ने अमेरिका में क्या कहा. You must restrain from Laukik stories as much as possible. So what should you do? Either you do chanting in your own mind, Ram, 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 or do Vishnu Sahasranam. So this is what Bhagavan Shankar is telling to Parvati in Kailas. If you want the best out of your yatra, then you must try to do what is recommended by the scriptures and by our saints. Just going there and seeing Ram Mandir and then rest of the day going around loitering and doing sightseeing, you won't get the best out of it. Something is better than nothing. Nana mama karta kana mama sara, as we say. But you want the maximum. You want the maximum. Every time we go someplace, we want the optimization of our efforts. So that's why we were doing chanting as we were going in the boat, rather than talking about weather and how is the food and what are we going to eat in the evening and what are we going to eat in the afternoon. It doesn't make any difference what to talk. There's nothing to talk about.
सरयू मैया की, अवधपुरी की, राम लल्ला की जय हो.
So as you can see, behind me is the Saryu River. And you won't get this Saryu River picture. I don't know how many people have gone to Ayodhya and how many people can say, I saw this Saryu. How many people have been to Ayodhya? Have you seen this, are you? Yes. Okay. That means you went to Guptar Ghat. That's right. Yeah. So, and Guptar Ghat में बोट में बैठकर जाएंगे तभी ये सरयू का दर्शन होगा. This is the most divine darshan of Saryu ji. So then we went to bath. It was cold, of course, freezing cold, but स्नान का भी महात्म्य है. So we went to take a bath and a dip. Of course, this is now like ocean. There are not that many people to save you if you drown yourself. But you'll get a mukti, of course, if you drown there. So that may be God's grace also. So here I take a dip. So he's saying take the third time. According to Shastra, 3 times is important. So that was our snan in Guptar Ghat. And as we are coming to the shore, it's a divine experience. This has happened on the first day when we reached Ayodhya by God's grace, because this was not in our itinerary. Of course, as he mentioned as we in the boat, whenever you go to any Yatra Dham, you need to do tarpan. Why do we need to do tarpan? Because we all have 3 kinds of run, obligations, indebtedness. One is a deva run, second is Rishi run, and third one is the Pitru run. I am pretty sure you know your Gotra. Everybody is knowing their Gotra. So you are the descendants of that Rishi. If you are a Bhargav, then you are a Bhargav. If you are Bharadwaj, you are a descendant of Bharat. If you are Angir, then you are Angirasya. So Garga. So we all have our Gotra. That means we are the descendants of these Rishis. And these Rishis are the one who gave us the knowledge and the scriptures and explained to us what we should do. So we owe them, God, of course, we owe them. And then we are Pitru. I am here because my Pitrus were there and they have done this punyai. So I owe them also. So 3 people you need to do tarpan anytime you go to any, whether you go to Narmada River, Kashi, Varanasi, Ujjain, doesn't make any difference. So we are doing tarpan now. And there are 3 tarpans. And the way our Shastra says, when you do Rishi Tarpan, you have to go like this. When you go to Dev Tarpan, you are going to go like this. And when you go Pitru Tarpan, you will go like this. So there is a way to do it. There's a very scientific way of doing it, but we don't read our scriptures, so we don't care about what it says because we are busy doing something that we shouldn't be doing. So let's go to that. So you can see we are doing it differently one time, right? Did it 3 times now. So we did 1 tarpan. I hope we have taken a video of the other tarpan. Okay, hopefully yes. Okay, so I don't know whether I didn't take the video of the 3 tarpan. Okay, so then we came out of this yarn and there was a gentleman, pujari or priest, very nice looking, and he was all by himself. And there are not that many people in this race. There's one hut where you could buy milk or tea and him, and the rest is all saryu around you. So we asked him whether he can conduct a puja for us and do some sankalpa. So that I'm not going to show you whole thing, but some bits and bits. So you can see, anytime you do any tarpan, there are first time 3 times you chant name and then you at the same time drink that water, and the fourth time you put it down. So that's exactly what we did. Okay. So now is the sankalp. Sankalp is very important in any puja or anything that you do. After this 3 times making yourself pious or pavitra, you need to do sankalp. And sankalp is very detailed. Now, I will consider sankalp as a missile. When America was firing missile on Iran, you program the missile. Okay, I am sitting here, the distance is this many miles, in this location, this crossing, this building, on this particular area. So missile goes exactly that place. So Sankalp is also doing exactly the same thing. So our rishis were very scientific. What day I am doing it, what time I am doing it, what is the tithi, that means Panchami Shashti, what nakshatra is on that day, what is my name, what is my gotra, who am I, and what place I am doing it in India or Bharat. Then it will focus from Bharat. It's like zooming from world to Bharat to Ayodhya to Saryu Tat and Guptar Ghat. So you are focusing to the finest place. And what is the purpose? Why are you doing it? That when I fire a missile, I tell the missile how much damage to do. Whether it's a nuclear missile or a fire missile. So here also. So when you do sankalp, according to sankalp is what you are shooting for or what you are getting. So sankalp is very important. When they are telling you to do sankalp, your mind shouldn't be wavering, because he's speaking and giving you all these details.
भारतवर्ष बौद्ध कार्य उत्तर प्रदेश अयोध्या राज्य जनपद आंध्र प्रदेश उत्तर घाटी पूर्ण क्षेत्र संवत 2081 मासानाम मासोत्तमे फाल्गुन शुक्ल पक्ष तिथि तिथो प्रतिपदा नक्षत्र रंभिसा वासरे स्थिति ग्रहसु सब ग्रह विशेष विशिष्टाम सुख समय सैयु पूजन कार्यसु शांत फल प्राप्त कामा अपना.
So now he said, what is the purpose? Why are you doing it? What do you want in return? Right? I'm doing this puja. So what am I asking? Of course, you could say Lakshmi, you could say Dhana, you could say Putra, you could say grandchildren, health. But these are all laukik things. They are not going to come with you when you leave this place. So you want to do and ask something alaukik, that means beyond this world. And the alaukik is the one, is what we call bhakti in your devotee, in your deity. If you are a Rama Bhakti, you'll ask Rama Charana Bhakti. If you are Krishna, Krishna Bhakti. If you are Amba Mata, you'll ask Amba Mata Bhakti. That is what you should ask. By and large, these priests don't do that, because they know everybody is looking for the worldly things. So they will chant all Kirti, Yasha, Putra, Prapti, Dhana, Swastha. But then you have to tell them, because this is a missile. Missile is shooting. If you don't include that, then that is not what you're going to get. So you have to tell them, after all these laukik things or worldly things that you're telling me to do, whether you do it in Ayodhya, whether I conduct your puja tomorrow here, you have to tell me when I'm doing sankalp. But at the end, I want you to say, Ramacharana Ananya Bhakti. That's what I want. So I told him that that portion is not here. So you can hear, I don't know how many people understand. Some he's doing a wonderful job, but he's doing all the worldly things, So I had to tell him, before you conclude a sankalp, add this. So he did that. I don't know whether I showed that in video or not. I don't think so. Okay. And then of course we are. Of course, he's giving a gandha, pushpa, etc., and blessing us. We were very lucky that he was there. Otherwise, I don't know who would have conducted. So I didn't arrange him to be there. It was God's grace that he was there. And he was very happy, and so was I. Okay, so that was the puja and prayers to Sharyu Mata. And we are going back to now Guptar Ghat, because this is away from Guptar Ghat that we went for the pujan and bath. So that was the Guptar Ghat. Now we are going on the Ghat. There are various temples. I'm pretty sure who went to Guptar Ghat have done the darshana. So I'm just going to go quickly without much discussion, because all you have to do is darshana. There is no discussion. So we'll do darshana of temples in Guptar Ghat. That is the Charan Kamal of Bhagwan Shri Ram in that Guptar Ghat. And a divine darshan of the temple. That is Hanumant Babaji darshan. There is a Lord Shiva's darshan there. And it's a beautiful ghat, there's a nice gazebos. There are a lot of stalls there. And this is another temple, beautiful temple. Ram, Lakshman, Janaki, and Hanumanta Baba. Yeah, Gupta Hari Mandir. This is all the darshanas are from Gupta Hari Mandir. As I told you, this was a Gupta Hari Ghat. It became Guptar Ghat by Apabrahmusha. So there is a nice big place where you can stand. It's called Ayodhya Mokshadayini. It was, by that time it was getting evening, and we did an evening arti also. And there was a place like this where you stand and take pictures and things rotate around it. Hopefully I'll show you one like that later on. So this is how Bhagwan Ram took samadhi in the jal and took everybody with him, as I told you. Every jeev and celestial gods from heaven were welcoming him because he was returning to his Saket Dham. It is generally understood that when Ram left this place, Ayodhya, he allowed everyone, and I mean everyone, including the inhabitants of Ayodhya, animals, birds, even the grass, to follow him as he was moving to his divine abode. But 5 people didn't go at that time. And you have to surprise that who didn't go to Saket Dham. And these are the 3 people who could have gone easily because they are very close to Ram. And first and foremost is Hanumanta Baba. So when Lord Rama told Hanumanta Baba that now my Lilaa is about to finish, and I'm going to go to Saket Dham, and please come with me. So Hanuman Baba, of course, whenever there is Ram, there is Hanuman, because he is the Das. Das Bhakti ka acharya, agar koi hai, to ye Hanumanta Baba hai. So as a Swami's seva, he is always there. So he said, yes, I'll come. So Ram was very happy. Then Hanumanta Baba said, in the Saket Dham, is there going to be some Ramayana Katha? So Ram said, in Saket Dham, who is going to do my Katha? Everybody is divine and moksha wale. So they can see me, but they won't do Katha. So Hanuman Baba said, listen, if there is no Katha in Saket Dham, I don't want to come because I love your Katha. I love you, but I love Katha too. So, of course, you are going to be here with me on the earth in spirit. So, but there is no Katha in Saket Dham. So Hanuman politely declined to go to Saket Dham. That means he did not go there. So then Ram blessed him and said, listen, wherever my katha goes on, you'll be there. So if there are 1,000 places right now, Rama Katha is being conducted. Right now we are conducting a Rama Katha. Hanumant Baba in his real form is here. But let's assume there is another Katha going in San Francisco. So how can Hanumant Baba be there too? Because Hanumant Baba is a Pavana Putra. Just like there is air here, and so is in San Francisco, so is in India, Ayodhya Dham, there is some Katha going on. So Ram, जहां जहां राम की कथा होती है वहां वहां हनुमान जी प्रत्यक्ष वहां विराजते हैं. That is the blessing of Ram Bhagwan. Another person who didn't go is Jambavan. So Ram said, why do you want to come? So Jambavan said, Lord Rama, in this fight with Lanka on Ravan, I didn't get really a good challenge. You know, if you are a very strong person and you fight with a guy like me and you just give me one and I fall down, there's no fun for him to knock me off. But if there is another capable person who gives him a tough time and challenges, so I was not challenged in this fight because I really didn't meet my equal. So Ram said, okay, in the next life when I come, I will give you a challenge. Because right now, he was Rama's servant, so he couldn't fight with Ram. So he said, when I do Krishna avatar, I will challenge you. And that time you fight with me. So Jambuvan stayed till the Krishna avatar. So those who have gone to Porbandar, that is Jambuvan Gufa, and that is where Krishna and Jambuvan fights for Samantak money. But again, that's a totally new story. I won't go there. And Vibhishan. Vibhishan also was given opportunity to go, but he didn't. He said, no, I'd rather be king. That was my desire since beginning, that I should be the king of Lanka. And now that you released Lanka from Ravan, and you didn't want to be king of Lanka because I offered you, I want to stay. So Lanka mein Vibhishan bhi raha. So these are the three people who didn't go, even though Rama wanted him to go. So we visited another place called Jagadguru Parampujya Raghavacharya Ji Ramalala Sadan, which is right near the Ramalala Mandir. And he's the saint who I met and who kind of gave me the importance of, I mean, not that I didn't know, but he fine-tuned it, the importance of Ayodhya, importance of Rama Bhakti, importance of Saryu, importance of Janakpuri, importance of Valmiki Ramayana. And because of that, I am conducting now Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana on Fridays. So this is his ashram, Ramalala Sadan. Now we go to Kanak Bhavan. I'm pretty sure people who went there knows the Kanak Bhavan. This is the Kanak Bhavan. So it's a palace. Basically, it's a palace. So what is the Kanak Bhavan stands for? When Lord Rama married Janaki or Sitaji, and when they came back from Mithila Nagari, Kaushalya was so delighted. And actually, Kaushalya loved Ram more than her own son Bharat. That much amount of love Kaushalya had. And it's difficult to believe she's the same lady who asked him to go in exile for 14 years. Oh, sorry, Kaikai. Thank you for correcting me. Sorry, thank you. Sometimes I get carried away, you know. So Kaikai loved Ram more than her own son. And it's difficult to believe that same lady would then ask for two boons and not give him the throne and ask him not only he didn't allow him to take the throne, but send him in exile for 14 years. But there's another story why Kaikai did it, but we won't go there. So when they came after marriage, she was so happy that this bhavan was hers, filled with diamonds and golden jewelries and decorations. And she gave this Kanak Bhavan to Ram and Sita. So that is a Kanak Bhavan. We'll go a yatra there. So there is a beautiful statue there. And we are going now to Kanak Bhavan. This is the entrance to go inside. There are Charana Kamal of Ram. And we are going to go now and see. Jai Shri Ram. I am at Kanaka Bhavan Mandir. Today is March 1st, Saturday, and Falgun Mas, Shukla Paksha, Dvitiya Tithi. And We had a delightful darshan of Ram Lala, Hanuman Gadi, and now we are at Kanak Bhavan. It's a Vishal Bhavan, and I am in the center of place, taking 360 degrees of this Kanak Bhavan Mandir. Jai Sri Ram. So you saw the Kanak Bhavan in 360 degrees. You couldn't do better than that. So this is a Kanak Bhavan. And then we went to, this is a Kanak Bhavan entrance that I'm showing. And a different way of looking at the Kanak Bhavan through the gate. And then we went towards the Hanuman Gadi. I'm pretty sure you have gone to Hanuman Gadi. It was very difficult to go on that day because it was just coming from Mahakumbh. All the traffic was coming from Mahakumbh to Ayodhya, Varanasi, etc. So it was very difficult to do darshan even. So this is the place you go on. It's on a hill. So you have to climb up many steps. And then there is a darshana. And I'm just showing the way to Hanuman Gadi. So here's a Hanuman Gadi, Hanuman Ji ka darshan. It took me such a big effort to take this picture. To you, it may be just one picture. But there were people shoulder to shoulder. It is so intense that you can't even move your arm like this. So forget about taking a picture and raising your camera. But somehow that I was able to do it. So for you, it's just a picture. But I remember what I went through to just take this picture, you know. You went to Hanuman Gadi. Of course, it's one of the nicest place to go. So हम हनुमान बाबा की जय जयकार करेंगे. हनुमंत बाबा की जय. जय जरा बोल से बोलो. अब हम when you go to grandchildren, you do that. Oh बेटा कैसे हो कैसे हो. उस वक्त तो कहते हैं आप. उसको तो कुछ पता ही नहीं चला. You are going mad. कैसे हो ऐसा. राम भगवान की जय होना है. हनुमंत बाबा की जय. तो हम ऐसे shy क्यों होते हैं? Why are you so timid? And why are you so withdrawn? And 2 years का बच्चा जो कुछ समझता भी नहीं है उसके आगे आप ताली बजाओ बाबा. सो हनुमंत बाबा की ऐसा कुछ होना चाहिए. रामचंद्र जी सही बात बता रहे हैं हम. ठीक, ओके. रामचंद्र जी जरा माइल्ड है, मेरे जैसे नहीं है, क्योंकि वो राम है. राम मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम है, तो उनके सब गुण उनमें भी आएंगे. So, of course, there are people who are doing tilak to you. Take an advantage. You know, you won't get this thing in Tampa or any place else. So when these people come, of course, they are doing it to give you the pleasure. And of course, they expect some kind of a gift. But they do it with love. So do it. And there is a temple, another one. So now I go to Nandigram. I tell you, if I have to go to Ayodhya, I will visit 3 places the most. One is the Guptar Ghat, my favorite ghat. Second one is, of course, Ram Lala Darshan, which we all going for that. And the third place is of paramount importance is Nandigram. And I'm going to take you to Nandigram. Oh, we have time. Okay, so I don't know, those who went to Ayodhya, how many people went to Nandigram? Only one person. When I told my driver, he was local, you know, that means from Ayodhya, not Ayodhya, I had a driver for almost 20 days. So he was well known in Lucknow and Varanasi. And so he said, what is Nandigram? I said, no, I want to go to Nandigram. I said, I am doing this tour for 30 years and I don't know where Nandigram is. So I'm amazed that you are taking people around and you don't know Nandigram. So then I explained him the importance of Nandigram. And this is another most divine place. If you didn't go to Ayodhya, if you went to Ayodhya and you didn't go to Nandigram, you missed out. Why I am so passionate about Nandigram? And it will come into my discussion. But this is very, very divine place. So let's go to Nandigram. ये नंदीग्राम तपस्थल योगीराज भरत जी का प्राचीन मंदिर वहां है. So there is Bharatas divine presence here. So when Ram went to exile, Bharat was not there, as you know, in Ramayana. He was in Mosar, that means his mama ke ghar. Mama, Ramchandra ya mama samajhte na? So, so मामा के घर गए थे और जब वापस आए तो उनको पता चला कि क्या हो गया. Everybody, including Kaushalya, Sumitra, Vashishta, Ayodhya Vasi said, accept the kingdom. You have been given by Dasharatha, you have been given by Ram, and it is legal, it is recommended, and it is blessed to be your as a king. Bharat said, no, I don't want it. Can you believe there is a fight for not taking it? If you go to Mughal dynasty, there's a fight to take it. That means kill your father, kill your brother, kill your relatives, and take hold of the kingdom. Here is the fight not to take it. I don't want it. I don't. You take it. You take it. You see the difference between the Sanatan Dharma. So he went to where Ram was in Chitrakoot and tried to convince him that he will stay in exile for 14 years because somebody has to go in exile and he should go back. Ram should go back and take the kingdom and be the king. But Ram said, no, no, no. I was the one who was given the Agnya of going in exile, and that would be wrong. And they were both arguing, and people, all the Rishis, even Janak was there, Sitaji's father, and they couldn't believe. There's a discussion going on, and each one of them is putting an argument in his favor why he should not be the king. Finally, nobody could come to conclusion. And who will take side if you said they both were so divine? So finally, Ram told Bharat, I leave it to you now. You do what you want, but consider whatever I have said. So Bharat said, I know your feelings, and I am your das, Ram das. So I will do what makes you happy. So I will go back. But I need something to hang on to, your remembrance. So he takes the paduka, what do you call the one? Padatran, that means the wooden slippers of Ram, and says, give it to me. I will take. And he puts it on his head. It's not shown here, but it's in his hand. And he travels back to Ayodhya. And he says, I will put this padatran, your foot, wooden chappals, on the throne as if you are sitting there, and I'll conduct the kingdom as if I am your das, I am your servant. He went to Ayodhya, and then he didn't feel like going inside the Ayodhya. So this Nandigram is approximately 35 kilometers by car. So he said, it is outside Ayodhya. So he went there and stayed there. And he didn't wear any kingly clothes because he was supposed to be conducting the kingdom. He did exactly what Ram would do, wearing the valkal and eating only fruits and milk, etc. So for 14 years, he ate very sattvic food. Then one day he comes to know that Rama is sleeping on the floor, on the grass. So he said, well, if I am a Ramadasa, if I am the servant of Ram, then I cannot be sleeping at the same level. So he goes and digs a cave 6 feet under. That's the movie also, 6 feet under. So he digs a cave and stays there 6 foot under in the cave. So I'll show you that also. So that is the divine or divinity of Bharat. So let's keep that divinity in mind and look at the places now. So we are in Nandigram now. So there are a lot of dohas from Ramacharitamanasa written on various walls, Bharat Mandir, etc. And I'll read it to you. And this is my favorite quote from Tulsidas. रामचरितमानस। भरत सरिस को राम सनेही, जगु जप राम, रामु जप जेही. What a compliment to Bharat. Tulsidas says, Bharat Jaisa, who will be the devotee or who will be the lover of Ram other than Bharat in the whole world? And why is so important? Whole world is doing jap Ram, 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 Ram. What is Ram japping or what is Ram doing Mara? Bharat, 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 Bharat. जिसका नाम राम जपते हैं वो भरत है. So can you believe how much Ram must love? If you know Hanuman Chalisa, I think a lot of people are doing Hanuman Chalisa, which is a wonderful thing. So in Rama's book, there is no gold standard better than Bharat. You have to, in Sanskrit, there is the upma, upmeya. So अगर किसी की उपमा देना है, if I see a beautiful girl, I would say, oh, you look like Aishwarya Rai, because that is the gold standard for beauty, let's assume. So if in Rama's book, if he has to compare anybody and say, you are at the highest pedestal, whose upma, whose comparison he will do? Tuma mama bharata samabhai. हनुमान जी को जब हनुमान चालीसा में कहते हैं तो हनुमान तुम मुझे कितने प्रिय हो, हाउ डियर यू आर, एज डियर एज हनुमंत, एज डियर एज भरत. So in Rama's book, there is no better devotee of his than Bharat. Tuma mama priya, Bharat sambhai. So that is Bharat. That's why the Nandigram is so divine. And Phalashruti, every scriptures gives you Phalashruti. Now you could say, why do we need Phalashruti? Phalashruti, what would you get? Because we are all selfish. Let's put it this simply and bluntly. We all do only if there is something for me in that. Mara kitla taka. Mere percent kitne honge usme. How much percentage I will get. That is what our behavior is. Whenever we do, हमारी behavior स्वार्थ से रची हुई है. So every time I do something, I want to know what am I going to get out of it. So that is called Phalashruti. So there are phala of laukik and there is alaukik phal. Because if you see most of the stotras, at the end they say, if you chant this one time, you get this. If you chant 2 times, you get this. So the rishis are very smart. They say, if I give Phalashruti, maybe this stupid Bhalodkar will come and do this chanting. Eventually he will chant enough that he will forget the Phalashruti and he'll fall in love with God. The example, they give a beautiful dristantam. There is all of you who have grandchildren, of course you all had children also. When your second grader doesn't want to do homework, and mother says, no, you have to do homework. Tomorrow there's a test. And he says, no, I'm not going to do it. So then mother says, listen, I'll give you chocolate. Now he says, there is some reward. So he will do the homework, gets the chocolate. And then this goes on, he grows older and older. So all along he was getting some reward, but he was passing exam with a flying color. The reward was really passing the exam with a flying. When he becomes a doctor, like I became a doctor, then I realized what my father was giving chocolate for is not to, the studying that I did, the reward was not the chocolate. The reward was I will get better grades and I'll become a doctor. So the mother knew that if I give him a Phalashruti of chocolate, Narendra would study and become a doctor. So Rishis are also smart. They say, okay, let's give some Phalashruti of laukik things. Eventually the chocolate will disappear and he will look at a bigger and better goal. So Bharata charita karanemu tulsi jo sadar sunahi. Bharat ka charita jo sadar se aur prem se sunata hai, which we are doing right now. तो उसको क्या मिलेगा? What will he get? सिया राम पद प्रेमू कि सिया और राम के चरण में प्रेम मिलेगा. अवश्य होई भव रस बिरति. So भव सागर से वो पार हो जाएगा और भवरस में वैराग्य होगा। मीन ही विल बी डिटैच, जो हम कल बात कर रहे थे आपके घर, ही विल बी डिटैच फ्रॉम द लौकिक अटैचमेंट्स। मेरा बेटा, मेरी बेटी, मेरा ग्रैंडसन, मेरा घर, मेरी कार, मेरे ये सब. So eventually you get detached from the worldly things and you get attached to Siya Rama Pada. So that is the Phalashruti of listening to Bharat Charitra. Nandigam करी परन कुटीरा किन्ह निवास धर्म धुरी धीरा. मैंने कहा उन्होंने कुटीर बनाई थी कोहट. नित पूजत प्रभु पावरी. पावरी मीन्स दी पदत्राण जो लकड़े के दिए थे. प्रीति न हृदय समाधि. इन हिज हार्ट he was exuding the love and devotion for Ram. मागी मागी आयुष करत राज काज बहुमरी. आज्ञा, वो पदत्राण पादुका से आज्ञा मानते, मैं ऐसा कर सकता हूँ, राज में ये प्रॉब्लम है, ऐसा कर सकता हूँ. सो राम की आज्ञा मानते मानते उन्होंने राम राज्य किया. Okay, the voice is not coming well. परम पुनित भरत आचरणु मधुर मंज मुद मंगल करनु. उनका भरत का चरित्र बहुत परम पवित्र है और हमारा मंगल कर सकता है. आइए, वहां भरत कुंड है, जिन्होंने गए हैं उन्होंने देखा है. सो विल टेक अ वीडियो ऑफ द भरत कुंड. एंड एज यू एंटर द भरत कुंड, दिस इज द एंट्रेंस टू द भरत कुंड. वी हैव कम टू नंदीग्राम and this is Bharat Kund entrance. Nandigam is where Bharat Bhai of Ram stayed outside Ayodhya for 14 years in exile, just like Ram. Okay, so we entered the Bharat Kund area. So the person who was with me, Pujya Harshit Bhai Shukla, is going to explain this doha. See Ram prem piyush puran hot janamuna bharat ko मुनि मन अगम जम नियम समदम विषम व्रत आचरत को दुख दाह दारिद्र दंभ दूषण सुजस मिस अपहरत को कली काल तुलसी से सठनी हठी राम सन्मुख करत को. दिस इज द दोहा by or Chand by Tulsidas at the end of the Balkand. When he finishes the Balkand, he is so thrilled to do the Bharat Charitra. So he says, see, sorry, सीताराम जी के प्रेम रूपी अमृत से परिपूर्ण भरत जी का जन्म यदि न होता, if Bharat was not born, then who would have taught अगम यम नियम शम दम आदि कठिन व्रतों का आचरण कौन करता, मुनियों को कौन सिखाता, दुख संताप दरिद्रता दम आदि दोषों को अपने सुयश के बहाने कौन हरण करता. तथा अब नाउ सी द हाउ हम्बल तुलसीदास इज. तथा कली काल में तुलसीदास जैसे शठ, ही सेइंग हिमसेल्फ अ शठ, अ कनिंग फेलो, हठपूर्वक कौन श्री राम जी के सन्मुख करता. So Tulsidas is so indebted to Bharat. So let's see. He's going to speak about the same doha. We are at Bharat Kund, where Bharat stayed in exile from Ayodhya, outside Ayodhya for 14 years. And Harshit Bhai is going to sing the doha.
सिय राम प्रेम पीयूष पूर्ण होत जनमन भरत को मुनि मन अगम जम नियम समदम विषम व्रत आचरत को दुख दाह दारिद्र दंभ दूषण सुजस मिस अपहरत को कलिकाल तुलसी से सठनी हठी राम सन्मुख करत को.
Okay, so we'll see more pictures.
श्री सीताराम जी के प्रेम रूपी अमृत से परिपूर्ण भरत जी का जन्म यदि न होता.
So he's reading the same thing, so we'll move forward. So you'll get a feeling that you are in Nandigram. So now we are entering temples of Nandigram. So this is Sitaramji temple and Ram Darbar. And this is where all the dohas were written inside. So I had to zoom through this, what do you call, jali, through and through, because it was not open to public. And I had to take pictures. So this is the Bharat Kund. And there are a lot of paintings in that area. Now we are on the opposite side. We were originally where the entrance was. We went around the Kund, 180 degrees. Again, temple. And there are a lot of dohas. And I tell you, I must compliment Modi ji. The divinity also is there, because every place there are posters of this magnitude. And I am going to not show you all the posters. I crazily took all the posters, but I'm going to give you some samples of it. And every day there is a doha and then there is a meaning of it. So actually we were there for 4 hours and I thought it was too little. Not 4 hours, maybe longer than that. And I thought it was, I was deprived of more time, you know. So it depends upon what is your aim when you go to place. Are you just, this is like little any sarovar or any talab, what's the big deal? You can come back and you will not get the divinity. So jaisa bhav, waisa aapko milta hai. So I will not read all the things because we'll have many more things to do. So there is a big sign erected, Ayodhya Puri Mastake. And I'm not going to dwell upon it because the time is limited. I told you all the 7 Puris, the Mokshadayini Puris. Out of all that, it is depicted in Lord Narayana's body. Where are the 7 Puris located in his body or in his Shriyanga? So Ayodhya is Mastake. That means it is his head. So that is what this sign says. आइए अब हम आगे चलते हैं. श्री भरत हनुमान मंदिर, मिलन मंदिर. This is where Hanuman and Bharat met. Hanuman and Bharat met twice before Ram came back from exile. Once he was going to get Sanjeevani for Lakshman, and as he was taking the Sanjeevani back, Bharat mistook as a demon, and he shot an arrow, not to kill him, but to hurt him, and Hanuman came. And then he realized who is Hanuman and what was he doing. So that was first meeting of Bharat and Hanuman. Second time, when Ram conquered Lanka, killed Raman, and then he has to go back. Of course, Vibhishan said, stay for a few days. We have been exiling for 14 years. All the facilities, 8-star facilities are in Lanka, Golden Lanka. He said, no, I must go back. There's only 1 day left to my 14 years of exile. So what's the big deal? 1 or 2 days going late, no problem. And this is the law of Bharat. So Ram says, if I go 1 minute late, you are talking about 1 day late, if I go when the avadhi of 14 years is finished and Bharat does not see me, he will give his life. वो अपने प्राण छोड़ देंगे. I have to reach. I have to reach. But that is all the way in the South India. Ayodhya is all the way in the middle, Uttar Pradesh. So then Vibhishan offers him Pushpak Viman. This is the same Viman in which Ravan kidnapped Sita. So he said, take this Viman and go. But Ram still didn't think that we can reach on time. So who does he summon? Who did he summon? Hanumanji. He said, Hanuman, you are Pavan Putra, Manojavam Marutatul Vegam. Manojam, जिसकी गति मन जैसी है. अभी मैं यहाँ बैठा हूं, मन से मैं अभी 1 सेकंड में बड़ौदा पहुंच सकता हूं. जिसकी गति मन जैसी है, who can go as fast as man. Why don't you go and meet Bharat and tell him, I'm coming. Don't leave, don't give up your life. Don't give your prana. So Bharat comes here. This is why this is Bharat Hanuman Milan, Milap. So आइए वहां जाते हैं. So as we enter, it's a beautiful shaded place with lot of puja samagri. श्री भरत हनुमान मिलन मंदिर. यहाँ एक दोहा लिखा है. I don't know whether you could read. I think you could read it. I'll put my cursor. Are you able to see? विश्व भरण पोषण कर जोई ताकर नाम भरत अस होई. My favorite दोहा from रामचरितमानस. जब चारों भाइयों का नाम रखना था, तब भरत जी का जब नाम रख रहे थे वशिष्ठ जी गुरु को, तो उन्होंने कहा मैं इसका नाम भरत रखता हूं. आई एम नेमिंग दिस पर्सन, दिस बॉय, लिटिल बेबी, भरत. व्हाई एम आई नेमिंग इट भरत? विश्व भरण पोषण कर जोई, जो सारे विश्व का भरण और पोषण करेगा, उसको मैं भरत कहता हूं. उसका नाम भरत है. तो हम कहेंगे भाई उन्होंने क्या खाना बनाया, क्या पीना बनाया, क्या मेरा पोषण किया. सो ही इज गिविंग यू द डिविनिटी ऑफ द भक्ति. भक्ति से हम भरपूर हो जाते हैं इफ यू फॉलो भरत. द डिवाइन डिविनिटी ऑफ राम भक्ति, रामचरण भक्ति is what Bharat gives you. So Bharat is, that is how he's nurturing your spiritual hunger, not dal bhat rotli shak. So that's why his name is Bharat. वहां बहुत सारी जगह है, ऐसा पोस्टर भी लगे हुए हैं खंबे पर, श्री सीताराम. So we are in front of the temple. We are about to enter the temple. And I was so delighted. You can't believe what I went through. I guess you do. So we are still outside, and I will not read all the things. And here we are in the temple. So I will have a close-up, hopefully. So here you can see Hanumant Baba and Bharat hugging each other, alingan, milap karte hain. So that is Hanuman Bharat milap. I have a close-up. Okay. So you can identify Hanumant Baba and Bharat embracing each other, because they both are considered Rama Bhagwan's das. हनुमंत बाबा कहते हैं मैं भी रामदास हूं, और भरत भी कहते हैं मैं भी रामदास हूं. So they love Ram and they of course love each other. So that's another close-up. They are hugging each other. This is Ram Bharat Milap. Of course, there is a beautiful map. It's almost torn there, but I said, let me take a picture before it disappears from there. These are the places where Ram walked in exile and back. Whatever the place is, it shows on that map. Ram Charan, where are the lotus feet of Ram dust in India or in Bharat? And then there are foot soles of Ram and Sita. Yugal padambuj, ambuj माने जो अम्ब से उत्पन्न होता है वो अम्बुज कमल. That's a lotus. Niraja, a lotus. So Padmaja, lotus, again Padma. So here is I won't spend a lot of time here, but here is the Ram ka baya pav, यहाँ दाया पाव, यहाँ सीता जी का बाया पाव, दाया पाव. So this foot and this foot are identical if you see it. And this foot of the Charan Yugal is identical. There are a lot of symbols here, quite a few. There is Vajra, there is Ankush, there is Shankha, there is a Padma, there is a Swastika, etc. But we won't go into detail. I will let go of that. So now we are entering another temple, and this temple belongs to Bharat. Yogi Raj Shri Bharat Ji ka Prachin Mandir, Nandigaon, Bharat Kund, Ayodhya. So, as I told you earlier, This temple is 6 feet down, so you have to go down, because as I told you, when Bharat realized that Ram is sleeping on the ground, he said, I cannot be sleeping at the same level. I have to go beyond below. So you have to walk down 6 feet for the steps. But when Bharatji was there, so this is a Bharat temple, and here we went down, and this is Bharatji. So there is a Bharat temple, very nice, very divine, and I will show you the pictures of Bharat ji close up. Okay. So हम भरत जी की जय जयकार करेंगे. भरत महाराज की जय. So a very divine place. You feel you don't want to get out from there. It's so divine. So let's see. I asked the priest, जो वहाँ बैठे थे, can you say something about this temple? And he said yes. He obliged us. So let's see. जय श्री राम. कहिए.
जय श्री राम. ये भरत जी की पावन तपोभूमि है और ये आज का बहुत शुभ मुहूर्त है. आज द्वितीया तिथि है, दिन शनिवार है और ये भरत लाल जी महाराज की इस भूमि में सभी भक्तों को जय जय श्री राम. और भरत जी महाराज 14 वर्ष तक इसी भूमि में परम कुटी बनाकर भरत जी महाराज यहीं पर तपस्या करते रहे और पादुका के लिए गद्दी बनाकर सिंहासन पर पादुका बैठाए, पादुका को सिंहासन दिया और अपने लिए जमीन से नीचे बैठकर तपस्या करते रहे और यहीं पे 14 वर्ष तक भरत जी रहे. और फिर भरत लाल जी ने हनुमंत लाल जी महाराज जी को बाण भी यहीं से लगाकर गिराए थे और भरत हनुमान का यहीं पे मिलन हुआ है. और भरत हनुमान का यहीं पे मंदिर के बाहर निकलने पर दो वृक्ष हैं, पाकर का एक बरगद का, दोनों आपस में मिलन हुआ है. और जब राम जी 14 साल के बाद आए हैं तो यहीं पे दोनों भाइयों का भी मिलन हुआ है. मिलन होने के बाद अयोध्या गए हैं. अयोध्या में राज्याभिषेक हुआ है राम जी का.
और ये गुफा है, ये जमीन से नीचे.
भरत जी जमीन से 6 फीट नीचे बैठकर तपस्या करते थे. जैसे राम जी वनवास में जमीन पर रहे तो भरत जी महाराज जमीन से 6 फीट नीचे पर्णकुटी बनाकर यहीं पर तपस्या करते रहे.
जय श्री राम.
जय श्री राम.
Okay, so I told everything that I told you earlier. So then we went out. He said there's a tree underneath where they really embraced each other. So that's the tree where Ram and Bharat embraced each other when Ram Bhagvan came back from exile. So then there is another Bharata temple. And as I told you, there are 2 times Bharatji met Hanuman. Once when he was bringing Sanjeevani, second time when he came to notify that Ram is on his way. So there is a temple of Hanuman ji, जो बाण से गिर कर नीचे आए थे. तो there is a Hanuman ji temple, बाण से गिरे हुए हनुमान. So अयोध्या के कई संत वाल्मीकि रामायण रामचरितमानस कहते हैं कि भरत और राम देखने में बिल्कुल आइडेंटिकल जैसे लगते थे. So much so that Kaushalya could not identify who is Ram. दोनों बच्चे अगर करीब में सोते हैं, पलने में सोते हैं, तो you have to lift up and say, okay Ram, I'm going to feed you. Okay Bharat, I'm going to feed you. She couldn't identify who is Ram and who is Bharat. They were so similarly looking. So then she went to Valmiki. Valmiki was their Kula Guru. Everything that I tell you has a message. When you have a problem, who do you go to? You go to Guru. So she didn't go to Tom, Dick, and Harry. She went to Guru and said, tell me, how do I identify who is who? So Vasishtha told her that Ram is looking towards Bharat. The baby who keeps looking towards another baby is Ram. Because Ram loves Bharat so much, he keeps looking at the Bharat's face. But Bharat says, no, I am the Das of Ram. So Bharat keeps looking at the Rama's feet. So if you pick up the baby who is looking at the other baby's face, that's Ram. If you pick up the baby who is looking at the other baby's feet, That's Ram. Also, that's Bharat. So that is how this beautiful illustration. I can't resist. It's not part of my today's talk, but it's such a beautiful story. It's not a story, it's a katha. So it's not a factitious story. So Rama does Dhanusha Bhanga. And Janak says, now I'll give you my daughter Sita ji for marriage. He says, no, unless I take the permission of my father, I cannot marry. So then Janak, that is Maryada Purushottam. That's Maryada. ऐसा तो उन्होंने पराक्रम किया था, जो धनुष किसी से ऊंचका भी नहीं गया. Nobody could move even 1.1 centimeter. He lifted it. He did a, what do you call, बाण चढ़ाया और उसको तोड़ा. But this is a Vishwa Vijay. And still he is so number, humble. That, no, I have to take permission to my father. That's Maryada Purushottam. So they send the invitation. Darshat, with all his 3 other kids and whole Ayodhya, comes, just बोलते बारात. अभी तो हम बारात जाते हैं कई बार. So they go with Bharat, and Gujarati में जान कहवाए, जान लेन चाल्या. Now they are going from Ayodhya to Mithila with thousands of chariots and thousands of horses and thousands of elephants and everything. So there are people lining up to see, where is this Jan going? Where is this? ये बारात कहाँ जा रही है? तो कहते भी बारात तो जनकपुर जा रही है. क्यों जा रही है? तो वो शादी करने जा रहे हैं. किसकी शादी है? तो राम की शादी है. कब होगी? तो हमको नहीं पता. Can you have a barat without knowing which date you are going to get married? So this is a barat with no fixed date. Usually barat comes, everything is arranged and the dulha is going. So people say, what kind of a barat is there? Okay, don't worry about it. Where is the dulha? Where is the bridegroom? Oh, dulha. So people of the Ayodhya said, because dulha is not in the barat. Barat mein to dulha hona chahiye. Dulha is sitting in the Janakpur because he is in Janakpur. So people said, where is dulha? Bin dulhe ki barat kaise ja sakti hai? So then they say, oh, he's in the back, because the barat was miles and miles long. So then Dashrath figured out that people are asking, where is the dulha? So then he again went to Vasisht and said, what to do? People are asking, when is the marriage? We don't know. Where is the dulha? We can tell him where is the dulha. So then Vasishtha says, don't worry about it. Ram and Bharat look identical. So put him on a horse, dress him like a dulha, and show him this is dulha. कितने लोगों ने राम को देखा है? This is dulha. That similar they looked. That was not part of my yatra, but I just thought I would share this. This is another Valmiki Ramayana and Ramcharitamānasa. When Ram came from exile, of course, whole Ayodhya was there, because everybody knew. Hanumanji went ahead of time and said, Ram is coming back from exile. And Ram and Bharat, of course, Bharat did first Sashtang Pranam to Ram, and then Ram picked him up and hugged. A Dirgha Alingan, that means it lasted for a long time, and a very close Alingan, Praghad Alingan. So Ayodhya Vasis are seeing Ram and Bharat. Of course, they look identical, as I told you. That was fine. But Bharat also lead exactly what Ram was doing in jungle. His hair was grown. He was wearing valkal. He was also fasting. He was not eating just to maintain his body. So उनकी body दुर्बल हो गई थी और जटा बढ़ गई थी. So when you see both of them, people couldn't decide who was really in exile. Was it a Ram or was it a Bharat? That amount of dedication Bharat had towards Ram, that people thought really the exile was given to Bharat and not to Ram, because Ram was with Lakshman, Ram was with his wife Sita, Bharat was all by himself. So वनवास किसको मिला था? राम को मिला था या भरत को मिला था? So Ram Bharat Milap Mandir, we are now going to see, we saw Hanuman Bharat Milap. Now we are saying Ram Bharat Milap Mandir. और यहाँ भी उन्होंने लिखा है कि आई नॉट रीड द ओके, गहे भरत पुनि प्रभु पद पंकज, भगवान राम के चरण कमल भरत ने पकड़े। नमत जिन्हीं सुर मुनि शंकर, कौन कौन से चरण कमल है जिसको मुनि शंकर भगवान उस शंकर को उस परम चरण को नमते हैं। परी भूमि नहीं उठत उठाए, भरत जी को राम उठा रहे हैं, गेट अप गेट अप गेट अप, ही डजंट वांट टू लीव द लोटस फीट। बर करी कृपा सिंधु, उसको बरबस, जो हिंदी जानते हैं वो बरबस, दैट मीन बाय फोर्स, बाय पुशिंग at multiple attempts, he brought Bharat up and then hugged him. So this is the Bharat Ram Milapa Mandir, and this is the close-up of Bharat and Ram hugging each other, Milap. So as you can see, he's not wearing clothes of king. Yeah, I already showed you this Doha. So then I went around in the Bharat Kund, because it's a big kund, and we drove around, walked around, and there are so many dohas. You can spend whole one day. 4 hours was too little for me, but whatever I did, I did. So this is Ayodhya. At that time, it was Kumbh Mela, so 2024. There are a lot of signs of that. A lot of chopais are also along the river, along this. And you can see, I will show you, this is the close-up of this. But if you go like this, there is another one here, another one here, another one here, another one here, another one. It's a long shot. So you could see how many chopais. This is amazing, just amazing work that has been done. तो वहाँ लिखा है, प्रेम अमिय मंदर मंदरु बिरहु भरत पयोधि गंभीर, मति प्रगटे सुर साधु हित कृपा सिंधु रघुबीर। प्रेम अमृत है, विरह मंदराचल पर्वत है, भरत जी गहरे समुद्र है, कृपा के समुद्र से रामचंद्र जी ने देवता और साधुओं के हित के लिए स्वयं इस भरत रूपी गहरे समुद्र को अपने विरह रूपी मंदराचल से मथ कर यह प्रेम रूपी अमृत प्रकट किया है। So I will take you to Prayagraj. That is where my journey started. And why am I taking you to Prayagraj? In Prayagraj, there is a Maharshi Bharadwaj ashram. And I want to show the greatness of Bharat. And that is why I'm taking you to Prayag. No intention of Ayodhya at that time. As I was preparing last night at 1 o'clock, I said, my God, I have to show you this Prayagraj Bharat slide. So, Ram in exile crossed the Ganga and went to Bharadwaj ashram. And that is where Ram stayed. And then Ram moved forward, went to Chitrakoot, etc. Of course, Bharat is following after he came back from his mama's home and said, now I have to go and get Ram back. So he came also to Bharadwaj ashram. That's why I'm showing you the Bharadwaj Muni ashram. Very divine place. Whosoever went to Prayagraj. तो जब राम को भगवान को भरद्वाज मुनि मिलते, when Rama is there and Bharadwaj Muni praises Ram, भगवान राम, तो अद्भुत रामचरितमानस पढ़िए, बहुत अद्भुत। आज सुफल तप तीरथ त्यागु, आज सुफल जप जोग विरागु, सफल सकल शुभ साधन साजू, राम तुम ही अवलोकत आजू। तुलसीदास की कलम बहुत अच्छी है। हे राम, आपके दर्शन करते ही हमारे सारे तप, हमारे सब तीर्थ सेवन, हमारे सब त्याग, हमारे सब योग सफल हो गए। ऑल द थिंग्स आई हैव बीन डूइंग ऑल माय लाइफ, doing all this tapa, sadhana, etc. Today I am getting the fruit. What is the fruit? आज आपका दर्शन हुआ. The fruit of your darshan, what is the cause of your darshan, is all the devotions and tap and yagna and mala and kirtan I have done all my life. I got to see you and you came to my ashram. That is what Bharadwaj is saying. तो जब भरत जी आते हैं So Bharatji, when comes to Bharadwaj, he also welcomes Bharatji because he knows Bharatji is coming there. So then, at that time, Bharatji is so guilt-ridden because he thinks because of him, Kaushalya, Kaikai asks all the boons, and he's Ram, his beloved is in exile. So he was telling Bharadwaj, I'm pretty sure Ram is mad at me. He thinks I was the planner. I was the one who did all this coup to throw him out of it and send him into exile. I told Kaikai to do this. So he was feeling this. So Bharadwaj said, Bharat, you are wrong. When Ram was staying, he stayed for 3 days in Bharadwaj ashram. So when Ram was saying, every time he opens his mouth, all he can talk is Mera Bharat, my Bharat is this, my Bharat is. All he said was how great you are. So even though you think you are guilty, you are not guilty. He doesn't think that this was your doing. So that is on the Doha. So now Bharadwaj is saying to Bharat, Sunahu Bharata. Hey Bharat, listen. हम झूठ न कहें, हम मुनि हैं, हम योगी हैं, मैं कभी झूठ नहीं बोलता. I never lie. We don't lie. उदासीनता पस बन रहे, हम उदासीन हैं, हम तपस्वी हैं, हम वन में रह रहे हैं. सब साधन कर सुफल सुहावा. जब whenever we did all the sadhan, tapasya, etc., उसका फल क्या मिला? लखन राम सिय दर्शन पावा. लखन राम और सीता का दर्शन मुझे हुआ. हमें we saw and met and do darshana of Ram, Lakshman and Sita. But the second doha is the climax. ते ही फल कर फल फलु दरस तुम्हारा. What a writing. सहित पयाग सुभाग हमारा भरत धन्य. भरत धन्य तुम जसु जगु जयऊ कही अस प्रेम मगन मुनि भयऊ. सो गुजराती में वाचु, गुजराती में पढ़ेंगे. राम लक्ष्मण, I'll convert in Hindi, so I don't have to convert in English. राम लक्ष्मण और सीता का दर्शन रूप जो पुण्य हमको मिला, अब तक का जो पुण्य था, because of that I did darshan of Ram, Lakshman and Sita. But then I have to get benefit of doing Ram, Lakshman and Sita's darshan, because that is also divine. So what is the phala? What is the results? What is the benefit? What is the reward of doing Ram, Lakshman and Sita's darshan? The reward is Bharata's darshan. The reward of meeting and praying Ram, Lakshman and Sita, the reward is Bharata's darshan. You came, that is the fruit. And Prayag is blessed for you coming to this Prayag. You're one with your yasha, that means the yasha. You're one with your divine victories to everybody. And we have been blessed with this Rama's love. You exude love towards Rama. You are साक्षात राम भक्ति. अगर राम भक्ति को अगर ह्यूमन फॉर्म में किसी को देखना है, if you want to see राम भक्त, राम प्रेम, राम devotion in a human form, then it is Bharat. Nobody else but Bharat. So आइए, अब मैंने आपको प्रॉमिस किया था कि I will show you something else. So of course there are these circles going around. So I said, I'd like to take a picture. So they said, okay, you climb there. And they have this, what do you call it? Tambura or whatever is ready. It's guitar. So I said, no, I want to move this circle around. तो बालकांड के अंत में तुलसीदास जी कहते हैं, भरत सुभाऊ न सुगम निगम हूं, लघुमति चापलता कवि छम हूं, कहत सुनत सती भाऊ भरत को, सिय राम पद होई न रत को। भरत के स्वभाव का वर्णन वेदों भी नहीं कर सकते, तो मैं कैसे करूंगा? मैं तो एक तुच्छ आदमी हूं, मेरी बुद्धि भी मंद है। ये तुलसीदास कहते हैं। हम अपने को आप बहुत अच्छे समझते हैं, हमारी भक्ति बहुत पड़ी है, हम तो इतने साल इतने घंटे करते हैं। Tulsidas, who met Ram in Chitrakoot, who met Hanuman in person, he is saying my mati is manda, और हम कहते हैं हम बहुत इंटेलिजेंट हैं, so that's a fake intelligence. So मेरी तुच्छ बुद्धि और चंचलता, ऐसा मेरा, और ब्रेन माइंड इज चंचल, इट्स वाइटिंग आउट। तो लेकिन पर्सन हु डज भरत prayers or Bharat Vandan, that person will get devotion and bhakti and love of Ram and Charan, Ram and Sita's Charan. This is the last sorta of Balakand of Tulsidas, Ramcharitamanas. And now he is another Falashruti. I told you, all the saints do the Falashruti, and they really know that we are so stupid that we always want, what is it in for me? So now he says this, Bharat Charita Kari Nemu Tulasi Jo Sadar Sunahi, Siya Ram Pad Pemu Avasi Hoi Bhava Rasa Birati. तुलसीदास कहते हैं, जो कोई भरत जी के इस दिव्य चरित्र को नियम से आदर पूर्वक सुनता है, जो आपने सुना, मैंने भी सुना, मैं बोल रहा हूं, मैं सुन भी रहा हूं, उसको अवश्य, दैट मीन्स विदाउट फेल, गारंटीड, वारंटीड, सीताराम जी के चरणों में प्रेम प्राप्त होगा और संसार के विषयों से वैराग्य होगा। We were talking with Niraja Behan when I went to her dinner. विरक्तता, वैराग्य तभी आएगा जब हम किसी गुरु के पास जाएंगे, किसी संत को सुनेंगे, किसी संत के चरण में बैठेंगे, भगवान की लीला का वर्णन सुनेंगे, भगवान की कथा का वर्णन सुनेंगे, भगवान के गुणों का वर्णन सुनेंगे, तभी आपको वैराग्य आएगा। क्योंकि वहां है तो वहां से आप में आ जाए, वहां समुद्र है, आपको एक लोटा मिलेगा। सो इफ यू डू ऑल दिस, देन यू गेट love and bhakti and devotion in Bhagwan's charan. That's one thing, but to get detached from the worldly affairs, that we all are attached, my house, my children, my wife, my grandchildren. When I go, my grandchildren of 3 years comes and hugs me, oh, mama, mama. So we are attached. So usme se vairagya chahiye humko. So that is what the falashruti of Bharat ji. So we'll finish Ayodhya in a second. There is another place called Mani Parvat, which I didn't go, I must admit. But I wanted to go, but at that time I had a knee problem flare up. And this is on the top of the hill. I think there are 250 steps up and 250 steps down. And I thought if I do this, the rest of my trip will be gone. So I didn't go, but I'll show you the pictures from Google. So this is called Mani Parvat. This is government of India, what do you call, sacred place, preserved place. So when Ram and Sita got married in Mithilapuri and they came back, Janak was so happy. Of course, he was also Chakravarti Raja. So he showered them with gifts and diamonds and jewelries and golden jewelries and so much, even though they didn't need it, because Dashrath Raja was also Chakravarti. Unke paas paise nahi the, aisa tha nahi. But he said, no, I'm so happy, I have to give. You must take. So what can you do? So they took. When they came to Ayodhya with all this gada bharine, बोलते chariot में सब हजारों chariot में इतना सारा सामान ले आए. So when Ayodhya they came to, they told the Ayodhya Vasi, take whatever you want. These are all chariots full of gold and diamonds and jewelry. So Ayodhya Vasi said, we don't want it. We don't have any interest. We have plenty under your kingdom. I don't want it. So then what do you do with this diamonds and jewelries and money and ratnam? So Dashrath told them, go outside the house, then just pile it up. And whosoever wants it later can take it. So this became a money parvat. All those jewelries and gifts Janak ji gave, nobody wanted it. But so this is called Rama Rajya, where people are not looking for laukik. They said, we have everything because Ram is here. What do I need money for? What do I need diamonds for? He is there. That's what we want. So this became Manipur. Of course, they piled and piled and piled and piled and piled. It became Parvat. So that's Mani Parvat. It's a beautiful bhav here that people didn't want. Free up. If I would have gone with my 3 cars and a big truck and take it as much as I can. Right? તમે બે 3 ટ્રક લઈ ગયા હોત અને બીજાની ભાડે લઈ આપણે યુ હોલ લઈ ગયા હોત આપણે. We would have rented a U-Haul, you know. But these people didn't want anything. So it became a parvat. Oh my God, what a divine story. So I'll show you, it is the Ram temple all the way on the top of the hill. I didn't go, but I'm just showing the pictures. And this is the divine vigraha of Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrugna. There. So that's the Mani Parvat. So I think we'll stop here because it's almost 2 minutes to 12. Usually I go overboard, but I'm giving you 2 minutes back to you. So when I do next time, I will go 2 minutes over. Don't complain at that time. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna. No, nothing to thank. I am thanking you for coming, so giving me the opportunity to do Rama Katha, to do Bharata Katha. Means I am indebted to you. If you were not there, I wouldn't be here. I was awake till 1:30. I went to sleep at 2:30 in the morning preparing this. So I said, my God, what a blessing you have given to me to prepare this. And of course, I relived my whole yatra because you have to select so many videos and pictures. So I relived my whole yatra yesterday night till 2:30 in the morning. So I must thank you for doing this.
Dr. Bhalodkar, we have no words to thank you because you have literally taken us on this very, very divine yatra. Not only that, you have shown us how to do tarpan, at the Holy Sarayu River. You have shown us all the different temples. We have had divine darshan because of you. And we really are blessed that you have come to Anand Vihar. You are sharing this with us. We all are very, very thankful to Bhagwan to bring you here and for you to share your wisdom and your stories with us. We are truly blessed. We thank you.
Thank you very much. I thank you all. And this is all, as I told you earlier as we began this satsang, it is the God's grace. It is Sadaguru Kripa. It is saints' blessings and our forefathers' punyai, the good deeds that we all came today. And we all are doing whatever good deeds we are doing. This is all without his desire, without his grace, it won't happen. So thank you very much. Jai Shri Krishna.